What's up, guys? In today's video, I go over the new Mesa Badlander 100 watt. Stay tuned. What is up, you guys? It's your boy Torres, and yes, Mesa just launched a few amps, and one is the new Badlander, of which there are two models, the 50 watt and the 100 watt. They also have a dual rectifier and a triple rectifier, which are both 50th anniversary models. Okay, so I all day long have been in different Facebook groups and different online guitar groups, and everyone's talking about Mesa's new line, and of course watched the video that Ola went ahead and shared earlier today, featuring the multiple options that come with the new Badlander. So, funny enough, one of the things I kind of got from Ola's video is that he is 100% correct in stating that in order to get this similar tone that you would now find in the Mesa Badlander, you have to get yourself a dual or triple rectifier. You then have to run a boost or an overdrive. And if you want to utilize your IRs, you now have to buy a third party. Even Mesa has their own IR cab clone that you can buy, and that's going to cost you $300, $400, and $500 depending on which model you actually get. So my goal was to figure out if I can duplicate the tone that Ola came up with on his video using the things that he suggested. So let's have a listen. All right, guys, so before I start, I want to go ahead and share how I will be cheating. One is I will be using a Pepper's Dirty Tree, which is a TC Electronics integrated preamp clone. This thing is absolutely brutal and incredible, and I feel like this has actually changed the way that I play guitar, just because I can fine tune and make any amp tight compared to where they are, especially if you're using a Mesa rectifier, which without this thing is a flub fest. With it, it's absolutely brutal. Okay, so Pepper's Dirty Tree is one. The next thing is I feel like overall the one of the things that the new Badlander has that, you know, a few other amps now come featured with is having a built-in IR that you can use. So you can alternatively use a more radar, and if you are an Ola fan like I am, you can go ahead and watch the video that he created a couple of years back or so. This thing is incredible. If you don't have a more radar and you are running anything direct to your computer, this is super important, okay? You can get this one. This was about, I think I bought it for 125, 135 maybe, worth every penny. If you want to step up your game, you can get yourself a 2-Notes Cab M IR cab simulator, and this thing is just as brutal, just as many options as the more, but you can actually run direct just with this piece of equipment. And the other is a 2-Notes Captor. And I know lots of guys are just all about the Captor X. You know, not that I necessarily record a lot, but when I do, this thing is key, and so is the 2-Notes Captor. So those are the ways that you can beat around getting yourself a Badlander, which, you know, if you're like me and you want to utilize your dollars and have more, then, you know, keep in mind that I have a Mesa stiletto, I have a Mesa dual rectifier, and a triple rectifier. Okay, if I were to get the Badlander, I am stuck with everything built into 1 amp. And that's cool if you're just going to use that 1 amp. I kind of have a few, so using something like this 2 notes captor is super important because aside from being able to use it as an attenuator, I can run direct from any head that I have directly into my 2 notes captor, run that out to my 2 notes cab M, and run that direct into, I have a head rush FR speaker right here, or I could just run it right into my computer if I'm going to record anything. So those are the ways that you can go around, and you're going to use these if you have multiple amps. You'll be able to use all this stuff literally with any amplifier that you have. And I kind of have a few, so I personally would rather have this than have 1 amp that I'm just stuck, with the same settings, same IR. And if I want to do anything north of that, guess what? You still have to buy something like the 2 notes captor if you want to run any of your other amps. So, just a few little things to keep in mind. And my dual rectifier, if I remember, I paid $650 for it, and my triple rectifier was $750. So $750 along with all of these is only going to put me at $1,200. Dude, that's still half the price of the Badlander. And then, I don't know, buy yourself, a solar guitar with what you have left over. You know what I'm saying? You see what I did there? Son, you see what I did there? So I'm going to do exactly what Ola said, which was use a guitar that has EMGs. And I will be using my 1993 ESP M2 Custom with EMGs in the bridge. And let's have a listen with those. What is up, you guys? So like I always say, you know what? I play guitar for fun. I play guitar because it makes me happy. I play guitar because it is a form of art. It makes me, it balances me so I'm not going to murder anyone. And Lord only knows, if I didn't play guitar, I'd probably be a serial killer. So I will be running out of my triple rectifier, which is running out to my 2 notes captor, utilizing the -20 dB. Then running that out to my Mesa 412 rectifier cabinet, which is using my Audio-Technica AT2020. It is literally in front of what I deem is my favorite speaker in this cabinet. I'm using, again, my 1993 ESP M2 Custom neck through body. This has the 1/2-inch maple top and not a little veneer, and EMG pickups. This is also boosted with 24 watts of power as opposed to the typical 9 volts. So, again, this is just an alternative to letting you go out and spend $2,500 on an amplifier that you don't need, especially if you love Mesa and you already have a rectifier. All right, guys, so listen. If you have 2,500 bucks to burn, yo, God bless you. That's absolutely awesome that you've got money like that, that you're just like, 2,500, kid, done. Okay? But not everyone has it like that. So if you really want to get the new Mesa Badlander, then have at it. That's absolutely awesome. I kind of feel that most guys don't have it like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like, dude, I know guys that are incredible guitarists. Dude, they have huge houses. They have 3 kids, wife, and, they have to utilize their dollars in other areas. They don't have, an entire studio like this with a bunch of crazy amplifiers. And Lord only knows, let me just angle this up. I have a bunch. I definitely have a bunch. So for me, I kind of feel like this is more like a PSA, like, hey guys, you don't have to yank your hair and figure out what to sell because you need to have this Mesa Badlander because it's the baddest Badlander on the street right now. Come on, dude. Like, yo, legit, seriously. Get yourself a dual rectifier used. 650 is usually where they are. Sometimes they're 750. Take 350. For 250, get yourself a 2-notes captor. For 150, get yourself a more radar, and you have your IRs, and you can plug in direct. And if you use something like a Pepper's Dirty Tree or whatever your favorite boost pedal or overdrive is, like High Wind, High Wind, Dire Wolf. There's so many incredible pedals out there that will push the Mesa rectifier, and Lord only knows, dude, these things they used to be so expensive that for the most part, they're never really beaten up. They're almost in mint condition. It's just people just move on to different things, just like we move on to different guitars. Some guys are like, hey, you know what? I bought this Mesa 15 years ago, haven't really used it the last 10 years because I'm more of a Marshall guy. So they have a Mesa that they're willing to unload for 700 bucks. You grab it and run with it and save yourself some money. I mean, like I said, if you have the funds to just shell out 2,500 or whatever it is of a deposit to have one on hold, we're going into another round of lockdown in the United States, so you may not get it for another 10 months. So if you are on Craigslist and you're lucky, again, get yourself a Mesa rectifier. Check out Ola Englund's YouTube channel. Clearly, I'm a fan. And I think the things that he said were, right on point. Like, hey, if you had a Mesa rectifier, these are the things you have to get in order to sound like this amp. And I was just like, I have everything he just said. So let me figure it out and see, again, I'm not great at recording, but it'll give you some kind of an idea, especially if you're just like, dude, I have to get it. And Lord only knows that I really, really wanted the EVH 50 watt Stealth, which I have, which is right there. I got it. I absolutely love it. Even though I already have an EVH EL34 up there, and that is my Stealth there. I felt like I needed it, but if that amp was 2,500 bucks, son, I would not be owning it right now. I'd be like, all right, what else am I going to buy? So, some of these amps you can have because they're fairly inexpensive, but when you're talking about 2,500, you hear that? Did you hear that? Come on, kid. Yo, spend that money somewhere else. You know what? For 2,500, because I want to say they're selling it for $23.99 plus tax, even if they include free shipping, you're still at over 2,500. Right there, between those two, that's 1,500 right there. This cabinet I paid $500 for, so that's $2,000 between a dual rectifier, triple rectifier, and a Mesa 412 cabinet in mint condition with Celestion V30s, UKs of course, and I'd still have 500 bucks left over to go out and buy myself some more Ola Englund t-shirts. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, jerkface. Thank you again. Share this with your friends. And thank you so much for watching. As usual, I'll talk to you soon.